Hello, welcome to August 30th, 2023. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation. This is an exercise that I do each and every morning, a little bit after waking up. It's now 4:40 a.m., right on the nose. I do this to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone, as well as to think about the last 24 hours and how I did with the challenges and opportunities that I met, and plan for the coming day. But before any of that, let's read a poem. So sticking with Keats still, I'm going to take on a challenge. This one, I haven't read this one through. It's not very long, but it appears to be in Swede. Not Swede. What would ChatGPT call it? Scotch, I think it said. Yeah. So the language of Scotland, which is funny because I think someone told me that I'm not supposed to say it that way, Scotch, even though my family's from Scotland. I should know better. I think that's what ChatGPT said, because I read it the title, and asked it if it could understand it, and it did. It interpreted the title. It said, Kurt, that's either Old English or Scotch, and maybe it's all right to call Scotch if you're referring to the language. And it did interpret it, but boy, I don't know that I haven't tried to read this yet. It's not long. I'm just going to dive in. I don't know that I can understand this, and I'll do my best to put on my Scottish grandmother's accent. Here we go. The title and the first line are the same. I'll read it twice. The title is Gif ye will standen harde white. What? I read that to ChatGPT, and it told me what it means, but I can't remember what it said. Gif ye will standen harde white, amidst of the black night, right in the church porch party, ye will behold a company approaching the full dolorums. Forsooth to saying, from every house, be it in city or village, will come the phantom and image of Ilka Gentin, Ilka Carl, whom cold death hath in parl, and will some day that very year, touchen with full venom sphere, and sadly do them all to die. Hem all shalt thou see verily, and every shone shall by thee pass, all who must die that year, alas. I get just a little bit about that, something about being somewhere by the church porch, people are coming, everybody dies. I searched while drinking my coffee just now. I searched and tried to find anything on the internet where someone had translated this, so to speak, but I couldn't find anything. So I guess we'll just let it be like that. That was an interesting one. Even ChatGPT, when I told it was Keats, it told me, "No, you're wrong, Kurt. That's not Keats. Keats didn't write like that." I said, "No, it is Keats. It's in this book." We got in a little argument, and then I said, "Oh, but if that's the case, then he must be doing." ChatGPT said he must be doing some homage to some Scottish poem or something like that. I don't know. No context around it. That's all right. Let's begin. First, last night and yesterday. Slept fine last night. Yesterday was all right, except, everything was fine yesterday, except I've got this problem at work that has just consumed me, and I can't find my way around it, other than just to shut my mouth and do my duty. I talked about this in several videos back about I've demoted myself to a kind of a journeyman position with 298 days left. That's what I'll do. I can't think of a better way. I'll do my job, but I won't lead. I'll follow now for the remainder. And I think that's okay. This would be a good opportunity for them to put others in the lead, and I can help them with that. Or just let me quietly step aside. I'll still do my work. My employer will always get good value out of me, but I just can't lead. I just can't be a lead anymore. I don't need to explain why. It's too much detail there. But I've just found myself in that situation. It's not that I don't want to. I do want to. I just can't. Won't be allowed to. So I won't. Recognizing true limits, right? But where's the opportunity? The opportunity is to recognize my true limits. Okay. Let's do the good life. 8 objectives and 34 principles. My 8 life objectives, and these are all in my book, Going Alone, are to be always ready to die, to make good and effective use of time, to develop and maintain good and sound life principles, to cultivate good emotional reactions, to perform good actions, to recognize my true limits and true opportunities, to do just one thing at a time and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, and to keep my balance. I like the way that rolls off. There'll be more in the book when it comes up. And I might have chances to expand on this later, at later days. My 34 principles are war, reason, homunculus, anchor hold, home of good and evil, purpose, atomic principle, principle of nature, the pirate ride, maturity, social principle, the principle of family, public speaking, temperance, life will not go well, the horror show, that which must be born, the feast of offal, distraction, agency in the great indifference, the best seat in the house, the restless man, the path of wildness, the great life adventure, the risk of avoiding risk, sin and damnation, complete oblivion, the season of philosophy, script writing, the bullseye aim, the uphill climb, arena and utility, nothing is enough, and the principle of fun. Well, it feels like I got them all, didn't I? Now as for today, it's a Wednesday. I got a full day of work ahead of me. I will do my duty. I'll leave it at that. As for my story, 298 days left. I should write that down. I should keep a little something. 298 days left. I know that something like that, I've been reluctant to keep a countdown because things like that tend to, do they? Did I jump to a conclusion on that? Do they lead to an anticlimactic? I've done things like that in the past, and then when you get on the other side, it's like, wah, 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 what is all this? But that can't be the case here, because this is a huge change. And it should be, why not? 36 years in the process, I guess I can earn a countdown under 300, 298 days left. And also it kind of rallies my energies to ready myself. So what are those energies towards? Well, I think I've really refined it down. The thing I want to do in retirement is I want to pursue those subtle moments. I gotta find a better way to say this. Sometimes when I read a really good poem, it just really touches me. Or a really beautiful passage of literature. Or I'm reading now this book, which really startled me, this book, Stargazer, which I'm rocketing through. It's so well written, such a captivating story about the autobiography of a lighthouse keeper. That, or, reading the words of Dr. Johnson. That's how I want to spend my days when I'm done. So 298 days before I begin that quest, that worthy quest. Wow. And I've got that whole stack of books over there to read. Now, of course, I could die all of a sudden, and that's fine too. Because I'm doing it now too. As the best I can. And everything is in order. Well, life owes me nothing at this point. But I will make best use of the times that I have, and I will, as Thoreau said, improve the nick of time. Okay, then, excuse me. As for my life story, I just went over that. Am I ready for death? Are my affairs in order? Absolutely. Are my relationships sound? Perfectly sound, all of them. Is my life's work complete? Absolutely. My heart could stop right now and that would be fine. Not that I want to, but I'm as settled. I mean, my life is in as settled a position as it could possibly be. I hope it doesn't, because I do want to enjoy the remaining 298 days, and especially the days beyond that. I'd be satisfied just to enjoy this next 5 minutes. So with that, I'll stop for now. My life is now done, if not finished, and I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.